How about you slow
I'm practicing my gimbal technique. It's not working. It's very shaky.
Your gimbal technique? Is that what it's called?
No. This would be a perfect interview setting, though.
This would be?
Yes. No.
Right.
No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. Anyway, so, I'm sorry. Who are you and what are we doing? Look at this. Look at this.
I had to put them in rainbow order because I have to do rainbow order for everything.
Look at this.
So we've moved to my to the dining room table, and the reason why we've done this is.
Okay, Rio, turn your game off.
It's my game. Shut up, Sace. The reason why we've done this is that I have received in the fan mail 31 Copic markers. Copic, however you say it. I don't even know. Copic.
Okay.
And I have wanted them since they came out, and I've never purchased them, and I'm so excited. So we've been trying to kind of figure out how to change things up on the channel. This is a perfect way to do it. I know zero about these markers. Zero. So I figure there's got to be a few of you out there that know zero about them too, and we'll just learn together. And I would like to see, first of all, I printed off a Copic chart from the Copic chart. I don't know how to say it. This is from the website itself, and I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take, usually when I get new colors, I do color swatches and I do value scales and things. That's how I do it with paint. With these, I am going to fill in this chart with the colors that I have so I can see what they look like on paper, and then I'm going to attempt to do a lionfish here with said markers. Then I have a nice palette arranged, but it is a limited palette. There's like 400 of these colors. I have 30 of them. I'm going to attempt to make this look realistic with these markers. So wish me luck. Are you ready? Let's do this. Okay, so this part's kind of boring, but because all you can see is my hand, because I think Chase switches sides.
I do.
Chase switch sides. I'm sure we'll get some emails about that. I needed to be able to see what the pigment was going to do, what the ink was going to do from the markers, and because I've never even used these before, nor have made a swatch of any kind. So that's what this whole segment right here is about. I just go through and grab each one of the markers, and I don't know why that's still in there. Oh, look, you see where, there we go. Filling in the little swatch. Look how even that is. Usually when you color with a marker, you get those unsightly lines, like panty lines. Nobody wants to see those. And these just don't do that. They just blend beautifully. Ugh, that's so creamy. The other thing I like about these markers too, and I think I touch on this a little bit later on, is that they're they're coded on the end cap. So you know what color, what hue family they're in, and then you know what they get a number. The next number is the value number, and then they get an intensity number, which is amazing because I live by hue, value, and intensity in the acrylic world, and so being able to translate that to these Copic markers is pretty incredible. You kind of just can cross over and work it the same way you would with paint, except for that you kind of have to work it like a watercolorist would work. Lightest hues, highest value, lightest hues first, and then go darker. So, and I love this little chart because then I can see the color. I know exactly what it is. I know that I have that marker now. And so I know which ones I need to strive to get, because there's tons of them, and I can see how you would need them all in order to really execute a piece the way that I would like to execute one. And I don't mean execute like, you know, hung from the gallows. I don't mean that.
I don't have anything to say here because you're just coloring in boxes.
You should have just sped that up.
I did.
Oh, that's fast forwarded?
Yeah.
Well, that's fairly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just watching me color in boxes.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Well, that gives you a break for a minute, because in just a second, we're fixing to throw down on a coloring book page.
No, you still have 2 minutes of this.
2 more minutes of this,
yeah,
really?
So you better get to entertaining everybody.
No, Sace, I think that's your job. You need to entertain everybody here.
I can cut it right here if you want me to cut it.
No, look at that color. That's my favorite one so far. That one right there. That was my favorite color. So see, oh, yeah. Sace, I couldn't read that. BG13, which means blue-green 13.
You're dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my favorite color so far. I have a lot of the blue-green ones. Look at that color too. That's a beautiful little color right there too. That's blue 01. Yeah. Seriously, y'all, these markers are phenomenal. Now, I've never tested these, nor have I tested any of the other ones. I know Prismacolor has some of these now, I think, or Liquitex or somebody. I'll have to go look and see who's got what, but well, that color was really intense that I just put on there. Yeah. I also like the fact that a lot of the hues are named the same, that they're named in the paint world, so they kind of cross over. That makes life really convenient when you're switching from these markers to paint. There you have it. That's what we have to work with.
So can you make this happen with that?
I don't know. We're gonna find out though, right? So let's talk about the ends of these, because I have never taken the time to analyze the numbers on the end of the markers. These are the Copic sketch. They're dual-ended. This end has the chisel tip. This end has the nib. Now, apparently these come apart so that you can refill them. I'm pretty sure that these are like replaceable and refillable. So anyway, we'll be entertaining that. And I could be wrong. Maybe these aren't refillable, but I think these are refillable.
These are like, the tips of these guys are so soft and durable, it's ridiculous.
That one came to me dry, so that one's got to get replaced.
No, both ends are.
Yeah, both ends are
completely dry.
Totally dry.
Can't get anything to come out of them, and that one's hard as a rock.
So I will have to do some research and figure out how to get the nibs off and replace those, because I have no idea. This is the first time I've even taken a lid off of one of these. So this one is called Rose Mist, and it says R83. Well, the way that this works is that the R is the color family within the color wheel, and it refers to the hue. So this, even though it's pink, it's considered to be a red. And so the 8, the first number there, is the blending group within the color family, which refers to saturation. 0 being the highest, 9 being the lowest. So this is an 8. So it's almost the lowest saturation possible, so it's going to be really transparent. 5, the next number refers to the intensity of the specific value. And so right here, you understand, where you are with value, intensity, and color just by these numbers here. It's really, really cool that they have got them all lined out so you can kind of go down the list. I also like having the chart so I can go to this directly and see exactly what that color looks like on the chart, and know exactly which colors are going to come way forward and which colors are going to set back down in there. So with that being said, Sace has pulled a Lionfish, illustration off here for me. And so the first thing I'm going to do is go online and look at a real lionfish, because these lines really mess with your head. They're really chaotic. And so I need to get in there and figure out what I'm going to do. And I think the best bet would be to do the background colors first and then to do the fish.
So in the Dominican, the lionfish would hide in the barrel sponges, and this looks similar to the barrel sponge.
Well, it does.
And they were like a dark mustardy yellow.
Yeah, well, and they were red, dark red hues as well. But being that it's nearly Easter, I'm kind of feeling like I want my background to be a little more festive.
Okay.
Sace.
So Rio's gonna do
And
her team.
I also feel like this is kind of an opportunity to stretch my feelers out there with maybe pop arting this based on the colors that we have. So maybe I would transfer the color. So instead of painting the fish like the browns and the yellows, maybe I would paint it a wilder color, or maybe I'll paint browns and yellows here and wild colors in the background. Okay, so I guess I lied and started right with the lionfish instead of the background, which is really a smart thing, because I knew I wanted the nose of that lionfish to be the most intense feature of the drawing here, so that it came forward. It gave the illusion of coming forward off the page, and so it's always better to set your distance that way. And it looks like I'm using yellows and oranges and browns and some of the that seafoam, one of those seafoam colors that I like so much, to give it some reflective light, because that's what would happen if it was in the water. It would reflect some of that blue anyway. And then I start laying in my favorite color in the background behind those little dotties to start seeing where I'm going with the background there. And I like the way that the seafoam green and this darker green looks, but it didn't make the fish pop. So I then went over it with the phthalo blue color. And because I had used the green as a background, that phthalo blue then did not come in front of the lionfish, which is what I was going for. I wanted it to be in the background, but I wanted it to make the fish pop. And I didn't want them to compete. So, and again, I just was amazed at how easy it was to get this whole thing covered. It was mind-blowing how smooth those markers are. Look at that. Just about done. Still don't like those pink things. Those have to go. Coming back in with some final touches, just trying to get the fish a little more detail on it. As much detail as I can, being that this is the first time I've ever used these markers. And, you know, I'm using an illustration. But look at that. See how it starts to kind of come to life? I'm using the blue from the background on here now. Oh! Bam!
So, Rio, can we get your first thoughts and impressions on these markers here? Well, first of all, I love them and I want all of them. I need all of these markers, Sace. Every single color. Every single color. And I can see, like, I cannot wait to play with these a little bit deeper. Because these just, they're phenomenal. They're just phenomenal colors, phenomenal pigment. It flows so easy. It's easy to blend. It makes it just makes things a lot easier. And I can see how I could totally do a realism effect using these markers. And this was, my very first time ever even playing with these. So this is a very rough illustration here, but would like to
I'm a
point
winner.
Out that everything is proportional and everything comes forward and goes back like it should. Like when you look at it, the first thing that you notice is this right here, and then these spikes out here on the end come out towards you.
Yeah, I can't help it. I have to use the markers the way I use the paint now.
And
like Rain Man.
We've been in the water with these guys too, and
they're so amazing. Oh my gosh.
How it kind of, how it works. You see the ends of the spikes and then the face before you start looking at everything else.
Yeah, they flare themselves up. So I'm giving these markers a huge thumbs up. I have yet to compare them with other brands of markers like this, but these, look at, I've got paint everywhere. My nails are a mess, sorry. But these are for ease of use and for pigmentation and for workability, I'm way in. I want the entire line. So I have taken the time to, you know, color in. Did you film this?
I did.
Me coloring that in, so that'll be part of it.
Uh-huh.
I took the time to fill in these are the colors that I have, and these are the colors that I need. So Fan Mail Friday. Hint, 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 hint. Because with all of these colors, I could do whales, I could do the fish, I could do pretty much anything, and it would just be amazing. I'm super excited. Super, super excited to have gotten these. Thank you, Semi Lim. This was truly, look at the back of that. The back of that's even cool.
Wow.
I know, really, right? So, we're gonna do another one next week. I'm gonna see if I get some more markers, and we'll do another Copic challenge next week, because this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys learned some stuff, and until next time, thanks for joining us in the studio. Ciao!
Is it time to go to Michael's to see what they have?
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to order every color. Yeah, I need every color. Like, I mean, that's like a ton, and you need strobe, so I can't just go get them.
Bye!
Yoga.